Now it's given that both Mr. Goh and Mr. Lim will travel from Singapore to KL, so eventually they're going to complete the same distance. Alright, so Mr. Goh started first. He started at 5:40. Well, Mr. Lim will start 30 minutes later. So Mr. Lim, right? Yeah, it's okay if you put half an hour later. Okay, or you just write down the correct timing, which is 6:10 a.m. Alright, so Mr. Lim will start driving 30 minutes after Mr. Goh. Okay, and Mr. Goh will take 5 hours to complete this entire journey, while Mr. Lim will take 4 hours. So from here we can see that the distance is the same, right? So given same distance, alright, so this ratio of the timing for Mr. Goh to Mr. Lim, right, would be 5 hours to 4 hours. You can simplify to 5 to 4. Okay, so we can tell the ratio of the speed. Okay, so the ratio of speed, okay, for Mr. Goh to Mr. Lim, alright, okay, we will just simply swap over these two numbers. Alright, so 4 to Mr. Goh, then the 5 units to Mr. Lim. So the ratio of speed will be 4:5. Now this is because, for example, for the same distance, alright, so if someone is twice as fast as the other person, okay, the time taken will be half of the other person. Okay, so the ratio is just a reverse. Okay, so for ratio of the timing for Mr. Goh to Mr. Lim, based on the given information, 5 hours and 4 hours, we can eventually find the ratio of time 5:4, and we can use this same distance concept on the ratio of speed to tell us that it's 4:5. Now this ratio of speed is important because since they gave that both of them did not change their speed throughout the trip, now we consider the overtaking point, okay, as a distance shorter than the entire journey. Okay, but it's actually still the same distance. So if I take out this part, this is the part where Mr. Goh and Mr. Lim will overtake Mr. Goh, okay, or you can say that Mr. Lim will catch up with Mr. Goh. Okay, so look at this portion here. It's actually the same distance traveled as well. So if we would consider Singapore, okay, to this overtaking portion, alright, this distance is also the same. That it means that both of them will travel this distance. So under the same distance, okay, the ratio of speed, okay, since they did not change throughout the trip, so Mr. Goh to Mr. Lim would be 4:5. So based on this information, okay, we use it here. So now we can tell the ratio of time taken, okay, would be crossover 5:4. Alright, so this 5:4 is the time taken for Mr. Goh will be 5 units, so 5 units of time from Singapore to this overtaking point, and Mr. Lim 4 units of time from Singapore to this overtaking part. Okay, because they will travel the same distance when they overtake. Okay, now the only difference is that this 1 unit of time, okay, is due to Mr. Goh starting 30 minutes earlier. Okay, or you can say Mr. Lim started 30 minutes later. So the difference in time, okay, we can see a unit here, alright, of the time is represented by the 30 minutes difference. Okay, so from here we can easily find Mr. Goh's timing. Okay, by taking 5 units of time for Mr. Goh, so 5 times 30 minutes, or we can put half an hour, then that gives us 2.5 hours. Alright, so 2.5 hours from the time that Mr. Goh started his journey, 5:40. We can find the answer by simply adding 2.5 hours. Okay, which gives us 0810. Okay, or can leave it in the answer as 8:10 a.m.